DUMSO ne yewura mu anase edie pa na edie ne yewom sisi a na one ye ne na twetwe nkomo na de ho na no also one ye aka na before that no okay mame kwa ahoma no so quickly na me ne Ben Nsiah entwetwe nkomo Ben me mo akwaba
ya minia
na Ben as first pa no na nka bia obekofie now light ko off a call off bear se bia sometime bia omudum ni 6 a bia 10 na aba ne ade na mumlebu na mahunu se aba from kakra but elsewhere so no nkofo experiences are no you say ade na AC
that's minia the AC is ye lusu dependable capacity no kakra because actually our my about 530 megawatts no say abide in Kabi. It is a can abide in ama on me and generate and those are my BPA. That is one part. The second part is that most of the power plants or most we use natural gas, or more use natural gas because WAPCO will provide the end gas of about 60 mm scaffolding, so 10-day routine maintenance, and also Emma. To be natural gas power or thermal plants. Lastly, so I feel we in the second half of that year need one thermal plant. That is thermal plant 1. No, rather thermal plant 2. Also the second half of 2024 Nyajuma and boom thermal plant of 200 megawatts and so on. So Busmi or Yajuma Busmi or Nyajuma because Abaniska or the better fuel. Nti enama DUMSO no ya lusu ya generation nekakra. Nti nama DUMSO no ya bakakra some of the months plans will be about on board and as about on online every year plans will be so on routine maintenance because of those routine maintenance there na the DUMSO no abre nekakra.
Enti hefa for the experience DUMSO no areas bay.
I think that buying instead of communicating but say about say peak bro the supply no so na buying ama areas be doom because as we are speaking no timetable be ama out. If you are buying the determined areas or things say peak demand na bro the supply so which in December demand be 4,000 megawatts at peak levels. This already demand no bro so I was say of any such my years now offer machines and also say for the brain. A bunch of specific area and be depending on buying a schedule or more walk off kakra. Some 3 hours be areas be also 1 hour areas be or 2 hours be or 6 hours. Make a crack, yeah.
And then come who say no daytime crown it me ba e bi ho no ma be 2 hours be na mo off. Na asen aba edura nyimra bia 6 wutimi call off ubetie news na asen aba ne bia ba 8 na asen aba ene say asa no ma na yebetimi a consider ne say sa DUMSO a demanded load shedding demanded table.
Oh, it depends on the government because mostly I believe that communication is key for planning and it is how we now come now communicate Ghana for at least most of them can also plan and also put their things in order so that can do my affect you more. But governments, this DUMSO word very political, and yeah, providing load management schedule and as a timetable and so very political too. The advisory experiences or the load management schedule the banner among who say be circular of a course others will conclude that DUMSO na yakasi won there's no need for the load shedding the banner schedule but that is one point. But I believe that for planning sake say nearly being say and not being say it's good to always communicate to Ghanaians what the challenges are and also not Ghana for Krabia being a team be how for more how now person the resolve problem now. We are also in the political season, so people have
because na you can't do so no ana nkofo bebre do ma dwene bu 2015 from 2012 the see any this year middle of this year the ni ehunu from May June July mu on obekai say no from April May June mu ho so obekai say oh na light call off e bia behwe na sapeb be bia 10 na darkness bia say bia the following day na ebedum no eno na na ye consider na say oh ye hunu say we de ye wo crisis mba de asi de ase wa bia na do 1 hour bi te say de ye ni do so mu kura ye hu bi da kura me say sa de na ho dada wa na dum kakra ne sa no ma no do we still consider that thing say dum so
menya e kasa kanya na dum
kanya na dum okay na yen sha de na o ka sogli lie bi Sonny Aswagle, you know, me pesa me ti asie ye pa se o ma shut down 560 megawatts power plant in over $259 million delta I buy edu na yen sha de de na sa de ne buy na Aswagle sa 560 megawatt ne cover hinefa se o shut ne down problem susu aso be na de bebre chechire mu ye pa
that's a million Aswagle 530 near the installed capacity, but you know, embedded in the installed 530. You must see, I know a dependable capacity. What to provide the letter light in the mayan. Any babia, directly Asogle produce light now or the grid co. The national transmission system, no more national grid no more. Na grid ko so e dia ka ho aho say na ye wo na say na ye wo dia obi abegene dia say ana nkitin obi abegene dia kakra based on that particular production. So we don't have a targeted area say Asogle provide electricity to the southern belt and I'll provide electricity to the middle belt and I'll provide electricity to the northern belt. Biana northern belt be here electricity from Asogle no they will push it there. Say middle belt be here I will say push it go. So southern belt be here, I will say push it home. The specific areas are Asogle light go. That is one point. Now we the problem is that normally no buying arbitrum community are buying way positive communication a problem at the moment because last year for example now Asogle complained say buying the car almost $90 million. I buy a promise and it's between I buy a $30 million. I shall see a promise and say Busumi Dianim no Bitia Busumi Dianim no Scanama and I scan so mano Busumi Biansono was a buying trias on Asogle a cabi. But I can also Utiano and also and so because the ECG major consumer of generation no intimate security in Nigeria Emma Asogle. They are buying a also the Akano Ediso Asogle. So are buying so based on the cash waterfall report from May no and as a July report now you use May invoices no are buying into an Jeffa was or cash waterfall mechanism. The easy into me into ya Asogle son and Asogle. Nick Canina into Emma sa can't get in Kittinan was a buying this also a mate me cosona yetimi tiano eno na boa no amane yadru almost $260 million no. First of all we were owing them about 90 million, if you are 30 remaining 60 and after 60 no e kan kitin usumi bia was if you are into no and aboboa no amana bedru $260 million and the meno kasai
na mumle bi no mo say can $60 million na buy or that finance minister thank you kutua mutati ba Asogle foi ba bonte be ka say almost sanka bibia from ti say there yes a direct controller so kutua sika bi no Asogle foi na me kan o ma yibi wa o mo de ba say almost sanka sika bia
ye bi almost saka bi ansa na 60 neighbor 60 na chi na almost sanka bibia anti kita me ka say ni na communication unti say one communicate na wodi beto abontin say what you are bra wontua na credibility is in question. Did that be no only ni kusi apam aka bibia on you nibium. So issues of trust has also come in. Dina neno o pese aban etua ansa no maba. Aban so ni omodi nkomo aban ayen address of perfect cry dey amomo. Mostly they just need assurance what you be and the akano. Mercy na odi betua na sikana odi betua na ifri ha eneba na odi bakutia. So what mean make all these plans available to them? I think that I'm very relaxed position no matter.
Yeah, that is a $90 million here ka ho asemi. And then I buy kutua 30. It is 60 there ka no. And I buy car so I that's here some kutua 30 kan and then almost san ka bibia no.
That big almost san ka. And I san be ka ho amana ko do $259 million.
Oh, I see. And you say no, I'm shutting it down, cry. And I say, if you're money, I'll buy a trans, be a casa, Emma. Yeah, shutting it down.
For now, I shut it down, but I reported, but say, ECG, Minister of Finance, Asia or more, and the Minister of Energy, Asia or more, or much more, say, this is the source of the revenue. Ibitiamo na ibitiamo assassin ibitiamo say someone's on stream and produce power na mayena mede ye no ye be pebos mi bia say ni ibitiamo. That is the conscious planner abai was so you show them the source of revenue to pay this debt and the timeline with these debt are paid munina mosa in krata was said ba kudiso abai na was so di ne bosheso udi bosheso Sajibia na uni maoni na obenya sajidi na monti abribia no ontwakania mu entwen se obehye bobi manazo wabetu ansa na wodi aba because him say bra oni ne call apambi no wodi oboche so it's also about commitment on the part of government say abribia oni some of these IPPs no be call apambi mu no obedi so wodi so na say IPPs ne judia. I don't think that omeka kania mo bia bio.
Na ben ya shadio ansa na meja no sadio me de bia na etete me. Say de bia independent power producers and normal omu produce the mine no be na an individual be na only sa power production no. E dia party na this country. Say me no kasati aban ye ni bibia sa 500 and something megawatts na aban timi occupy bia for once and for all betimi aboa this country. Na debia ye dying independent power producers.
Many abai enso bi o sha abai the install capacity is more than 2,000 megawatts. Abai also has power.
Minim say abai will be na unza na debia e ka say demand no edoso eti abai de ni ntimi nkova ni na ana me ka say si e hwa kokan a ye ntimi nye steady data and statistics who say baby a ye in the next 5 years. Ebia say ni say beba be ka ho anhwe e be kode atia nti ese say abanwene bibi na ye de support dan say de bia no ye be ma ade na beto ye na individuals ne ye tape ye fere say power e de afiri omo. I no me problem say the individuals na de maye no aban ntimi nye
and a problem no, because if you look at us as a country in terms of planning our energy sector, especially the power sector, no, Abribiana, you're planning it poorly. Send the old case demand, no, and Ghana, we've always had excess supply of power compared to the demand of it. And your SS, no, SS need also a car. It was SS, no, be why especially install capacity SS, you pay almost $600 million a year. But you don't use, you know, say your excess no 48% surplus of electricity are in use. That's 50% surplus. So that is poor planning because if you know our demand projections, the demand is between 7 to 10% annually, and this time plan is swatted by about up to 4%. So if you know our demand projections, you don't add a lot of power whereby power no, you don't need it, or you know, you are not going to use it, and it becomes debt on our books. The problem that is because of poor planning. Now the second part also poor planning. They say why increase the install capacity? No, what's our sign contractor? And also our contractor and as a contractor was sign also no a lot of gas, natural gas into the system to power some of these thermal plants. The natural gas and also no a big contract we also sign no meneo air pump supply mamen kwa manju medio was so because at that time no one person be able to compete in terms of the offtake of these gas. You know, manju medio was say mena mitua honka. The take or pay also a problem. So we've taken some of these excess natural gas and also be a yen used to because machines be and we are paying for them and also more than $500 million a year for this. Fuel oil here to power some of these plants is more than $1 billion. Be here for the first half of 2024, we spent not less than $500 million. And the second half, you have $590 million just to get oil. A poor planning and if you critically plan well, you can be brave and find your excess supply of electricity compared to our demand, and even the excess no plano, we are likely going to exhaust it by 2029. You bet you exhaust excess now unless 2029. But now the president has a commission new install power plant by Bridge or Ellie, which is around 515. By a year we be ending, and now we install on more than 6,000 megawatts of power. Whilst our peak demand in 3,400, 3,700. So because look be December when be 4,000 megawatts. So also now you were also so that's why the money was a new and that is something that as of many was in idea drink was what level of increase should we add? Do was saying there was a decahon. Now Sadu do was saying it becomes part of the tariff structure say become one menu medo etia but say broso so sa ban na obama sa do na broso no e wo say ye woka na wutia na ni sadi pakro na wa masa ina broso no e wo say so there should be a cap in the generation of electricity in Ghana because ya maka pa ma minia menu bi no bitua kan sa ye dua wida
say ye de enkoma na e ba na wie but enoma bi a ana e bombarding kofo kakra ne technicalities no yet yesi take or pay and na akofa ayi ensense bebre ba me kai say President Mahama time omo kosan sa contract no na kofo criticize say ayi kofa kokumba ena yakofa de aba aban yi ba ye ni enim say take or pay ya akofa ka ya boto anya beto Ghana fo komu a ade no ayenusu ye so ye tuaka entimi emusa o edia pa ne ho ama aban entimi enti kope no contract no die no wo mu a aban bi oba ontimi abrogate that contract no ade a yentua ka yenusunsu yetua ka.
All right, for example, contracts they are too entrenched that utwamwa judgment that also no brosa nka bia waja utua ne kakra. For example, now the UK courts awarded some judgment be against Ghana in the sum of about 200 and something million dollars, and that contracting was because a buy in 2017 no we try take a pay in the bakumu because now our company no AGD say was starting installation that somewhere 2018 and are buying a big contract or they are buying so some of the clauses no say yes high contract no they are too entrenched that Oje se utwamwa eno so ye kafofra ebebo ka kese crisis enka wantwam.
I see. And 2016 no as 2015 wherever na ye sign that contract you know minimum ewiase bi wo ho baby sa ewiase baby apart from Ghana dey nim say take or pay excess capacity ye wo ade ne ye nususu ye piaka ya sign clauses amana bind here ma ye je ho anyi. We are apart from Ghana, no, you will be baby. We are baby.
Oh yes, you will be baby. But those countries plan their demand and against their supply. They are planning so that MA excess in the broso, more. We are because there be electricity, sebio, and kese tomatoes obako edraswapoto. And electricity, no, there must be an arrangement, an agreement. Say, I'm providing the electricity, and you are going to buy it. No assurance no edema private sector bi on the plant go be here. So the plant ne ba now buying one assure no say ubeto won't you plant nema and on the baha meka because our system no has been centralized that government NAUBia there was a auto electricity a demand for banka. If you had a liberalized system in other jurisdictions where the generation of electricity is liberalized, the transmission is liberalized, and the distribution is liberalized, me company abisi ha a produce light no ape nipo beto kania no atoma no ajimisika ma yema mu ha no enyesa yema mu ha no aban kwani obia obitimi atokania atonkanea okroma ndi aban na woso show bi bo se me pekania se ifabra na o de ba meto nipa no so de ba so far as o de nakwa pam se uhia kadea ono so de aba no e wo se woto so wanto a e wo kai wo so tua. So that is why
I see.
It's very centralized. It's not deregulated in full, and that's a very liberalized in full. It is still at the command height of central government. You know, and I won't take opinion. But if you had even planned it well, I can take opinion. Any problem, in mind because any electricity now we know ube using in and also be using to do na. But for example, if we take 2006 to 2016, we signed a lot of contracts in such a way that it doubled our demand for electricity. 2006, now your generation was around 1,007, right? But 2016, now your generation echo 3,000 plus megawatts. In the same range, you know, now your demand in 2006, you know, was 1,078. Ebe 2016 demand 2058 megawatts.
Oh, I see.
Whilst we signed a lot of contracts to double our generation, our demand increased by only 50%. Increasing by only 50%. Now our supply increasing by 100%. It means there's an excess of about 50%. If we plan well, excess is necessary because we name that.
Yes.
But in any question, it becomes debt on the books of your government and also debt on any person or Kanya Okruma.
Okay. Yo, Ben, you better say, pa na. Mami fa we say for tuapo. Ye calculation be just a kick to ebi. Ghana nina. Ye demand. Say na Ghana nina here. Ena ye capacity state owned capacity ebetimi my electricity say ena ye ka independent power producers ni na so de no a omo de support ye na say send ye fall short and say na individuals de ba be ka ho
e da se menua o hwe Ghana o man Ghana nyina na me hwe Mr. Sam from Moses so so many stars more, and I want to be very accurate on some of their figures are utia obenase mokroma yeah me no ka say o hwe o my Ghana VRE one major generator of electricity in Ghana. Power authority one major electricity producer in Ghana. These two entities no o my Ghana dia that VRE and then we power authority meaning o my Ghana companies and being o my Ghana companies no VRE alone produces more than 2,000 megawatts. I figure by VRE alone no, it produces more than 2,000 megawatts. We VRE alone no produces more than 2,000 megawatts now. We that's about 400 megawatts, but on also no crown the dependable capacity. Inti we am more records na yen kono sesia. Inti wodi o my Ghana ne companies no, that is we power authority
and the
VRE wodi sa two companies ni ebomwa sa two companies in kwano e produce about 3,791 3,791 sa two companies in kwano krano etimi maye ye demand ye here.
Sound.
Yes, these two companies in terms of install capacity.
The whole Ghana.
The whole Ghana, so two companies that we power authority. Ye demand ye here because in there your demand no is around 3,700 megawatts.
And Omumi Nusia 3,791.
The Omi and Unquano to me my dear here to produce and also to consume in Ghana here. But private ones, and I become one nano. Akodoso amanambroso aye.
Say edientina omuni emienu no betimi aboa na yese hia the private ones.
And I make us say it all comes back to poor planning. On minor. I think that because I say how we buy some time back and then my sign contract in the and as our contract with sign and the woman there. And yes, I these two companies VRA friends Bui Power Authority bit my Yaduana the Amayan. I think that in 2016 DUMSO can by some arguments were that generations and because of that we oversigned a lot of these contracts and we signed these contracts without certain infrastructure everything we are support to export these electricity side. And also now your minor the growth patterns because normally you sign this contract thinking that minor maybe grow at an average of maybe 6%. But don't find your Maya grow 4%, grow 6%, number 2%, number 3%. So that there's not that steady growth. There was steady growth, and you know that when countries are growing, they need power. But your country is not on the steady path. And you know, you share figures and start year. I sign a lot of this contract, but we a mistake. This current government is also continuing this on the same pattern because we had the early bridge and the 515 account. They say we project. They say almost 2,000 megawatts of solar back home. When you add 2,000 megawatts of solar, it means that you are going to have an excess of about 4,000 megawatts. 4,000 megawatts also means that there's going to be stranded assets. Who is going to pay for that stranded assets when you go to solar? So you have to too emotional in terms of thinking. As a minor, the insurance near being to Tunima be one sana take a decision and maybe because your mind is being influenced by foreign partners and as some people are more interested be over be sometimes the interest overrides the national interest of being pragmatic, very, very scientific in terms of policy decision making and implementation.
Okay. Yo Ben, you better say pa. What is some akase we institution? See study. Sanity. You know ora Ben Nsiah, energy policy analyst. And I'm what say